5 myths what reparenting is not about, and the 4 techniques through which you can reparent yourself. In this video, I'm going to share with you why it is important to know about reparenting, what is reparenting, how do you reparent yourself, what reparenting is not, the myths about it, and the techniques of reparenting yourself. So, let's get started. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Krati Jain, and in this video we are going to discuss the concept called reparenting. So when I got to know about this concept called reparenting by Shefali Zebari in her Conscious Parenting Mastery program, I got to know that this is something which is missing in each and every individual in today's life, and that is why every person is having an inner child which is unfulfilled and unhappy. So the root causes of all our relationship problems is in. So in that program she talks about reparenting yourself, and that is a very crucial step in healing your inner child. So what does reparenting means? So reparenting is a therapeutic process where you provide the love, care and support to your inner child that may have been lacking during your childhood. So, your needs as a child, when were not met, we all have a few unmet needs from the childhood, and when these needs are not fulfilled, it makes us feel unfulfilled and dissatisfied in our lives. And as an adult, it's our job to reparent ourselves with all the love, care, and support we can offer today to our inner child as an adult. It is a way of nurturing and healing the wounded aspects of yourself that were not properly attended to in the past. Reparenting allows you to become the loving and supportive parent figure to your inner child, offer the emotional nourishment and guidance they once used to crave for, and fill their hearts with joy and innocence again. So reparenting क्या होता है? Addressing to the unmet needs of your childhood, accepting them, integrating your emotional, mental and spiritual aspects of healing by nurturing and caring for your inner child. So reparenting एक gradual or ongoing process है. It's a continuous process of healing yourself. It allows you to develop a healthier relationship with yourself. By reparenting your inner child, you can foster self-love, emotional well-being and personal growth. It also helps you to break free from the limiting beliefs and patterns rooted in your childhood experiences and creating a foundation for more fulfilling and a more authentic life. The objective of reparenting yourself is to claim your power back, rewrite your narrative, and foster deep compassion for yourself. By addressing the unmet needs of your inner child, you can heal the emotional wounds and create a strong foundation for emotional well-being. So जो reparenting होता है उसका process कैसे start होता है? Once you acknowledge that you have some unmet needs of childhood. So हम सभी के childhood में कुछ ऐसी हमारी unmet needs होती है जिनको पूरा करना हमारे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी होता है, because they are not just our needs, that is more a requirement of ours for self-love and acceptance. So whenever the journey of reparenting starts, it starts with self-awareness and self-compassion. It involves recognizing the patterns and wounds from your childhood, which still continues to impact your day-to-day life, even when you are an adult. By acknowledging those wounds, you come closer to your inner child and you can take necessary steps to heal the wounds and reparent your inner child with all the love and support they needed from their parents in their childhood. So, reparenting is the most understood concept in inner child healing because There are a lot of myths around it. So, the biggest myths around reparenting are, the first one is reparenting means blaming your parents or caretakers for not giving you the things you always wanted in your childhood. जब हम छोटे होते हैं तो हमारी बहुत सारी एक्सपेक्टेशंस एंड डिज़ायर्स होती है, हमें बहुत कुछ चाहिए होता है, हमारे बहुत सी बच्चों के लिए सब कुछ बहुत ईजी होता है, दे कैन आस्क फॉर एनीथिंग। उनको बहुत सारे टॉयज़ चाहिए होते हैं, उन्हें बहुत सारे गिफ्ट्स चाहिए होते हैं, उन्हें चॉकलेट्स चाहिए होती है, उन्हें वो हर चीज़ चाहिए होती है जिनका उन्हें पता भी नहीं होता है कि वेदर दे रिक्वायर इट और नॉट, वेदर दे दैट इज़ हेल्पफुल फॉर देम और नॉट, वो उनके लिए अच्छा है या नहीं वो उन्हें नहीं पता होता है। सिर्फ एज अ चाइल्ड हमें सब चीज़ें चाहिए होती है। सो रीपेरेंटिंग का सबसे बड़ा मिथ ये है कि वी गिफ्ट आर सेल्फ द थिंग्स विच वी नेवर गॉट इन आर चाइल्डहुड। तो ये सबसे बड़ा एक मिथ है कि रीपेरेंटिंग का मतलब ये होता है कि आपकी जो जो भी अनमेट नीड्स हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स, जो आपको ऑब्जेक्ट्स के फॉर्म में नहीं मिली है बचपन में, वो आप अब अपने आप को दे। सो अ लॉट ऑफ पेरेंट्स आई हैव सीन दे ट्राई टू buy things for their children just because they have not got that in their childhood. तो अभी का जो पेरेंटिंग स्टाइल है, parents wants to give each and everything to their child because just because they have not got those things in their childhood. So that is the biggest myth of reparenting. Parenting is not about blaming your caretakers or your parents or gifting yourself the things you always wanted for yourself as a child. Reparenting is all about giving yourself not the physical things but the emotional aspects of the parenthood that were missing from your life. It is a personal healing process that focuses on addressing your unmet needs and providing the love and support that you might have missed. It's about taking the responsibility for your own healing and growth rather than blaming parents or caretakers for the things which you have not got in your childhood. So, this is a very big myth around reparenting. Myth number two, reparenting means trying to be a perfect parent to yourself or your child. जब आप अपने आप को रीपेरेंट करना चाहते हैं, जब when we are in the process of reparenting ourselves, so जब भी reparenting की बात आती है, we always try to compare the parenting styles of different people or the parenting styles of different generations, which is not a practical solution to any of the problems we have. सो रीपेरेंटिंग का मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम किसी पेरेंट की या कि हम किसी और जनरेशन की पेरेंटिंग स्टाइल को लेबल देना, अच्छा या बुरा कहना या हमारा पेरेंटिंग स्टाइल को अच्छा बोलना, दैट इज़ नॉट द राइट वे ऑफ रीपेरेंटिंग योरसेल्फ एंड दैट इज़ नॉट द राइट वे ऑफ रीपेरेंटिंग योर इनर चाइल्ड. Reparenting means to take care of those emotional needs of yours which are unmet. तो आपकी अनमेट नीड्स को आप फुलफिल करते हैं, अपने आपके इमोशनल नीड्स को आप फुलफिल करते हैं rather than blaming or rather than criticizing the parenting style of any other generation or any other person. You are not supposed to be a perfect parent to yourself when you are trying to reparent your inner self. So, being perfect is not reparenting. Being a perfect parent to your inner child is not reparenting. Reparenting is just about addressing the needs, acknowledging the needs, and accepting that they were not met, and that is fine, that is okay, and to help heal your inner child, that everything you wanted in your childhood may or may not be available to you, but now as a parent I take the responsibility of reparent yourself, and I am the one who can take care of you, who can give you unconditional love and support. So this is how reparenting is done. Reparenting is an intellectual process. So this is also a myth that reparenting means some intellectual process जो आप अपने inner child को बोलते हैं. ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है कि कोई उसका एक structure ही हो. अपने आप को reparent करने के लिए there can be n number of ways. आप अपना way खुद तरीका निकाल सकते हैं. देर इज़ नो इंटेलेक्चुअल प्रोसेस टू इट, ऐसा कोई प्रॉपर फॉर्मेट नहीं है. It's just you need to recall your needs, you need to acknowledge your needs, you need to accept your thoughts and emotions, and that is how the process of reparenting is done. It is required to create an emotional bond with your inner child and cultivating self awareness of thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. So, reparenting का ये बिल्कुल मतलब नहीं है कि there is a proper process or structure to it. You can create your own structure which can help you achieve emotional, mental, and spiritual aspects of your healing done. Myth number 4. Reparenting means trying to change things of the past. So जब भी हम रीपेरेंटिंग करने की बात करते हैं, whenever we want to reparent our inner child, we are not trying to change anything from the past. हमारे पास से हम कुछ चीज़ें चेंज नहीं कर रहे हैं. We are just accepting it, we are just acknowledging it, and we are just sharing our love and support to that inner child who has faced those incidents or situations in their life. So we are just offering our love and unconditional support to our inner child. We are not trying to change anything from the past in the reparenting process. So it is a very big myth that we try to change our past with the help of reparenting. Myth number 5. Reparenting is a one-time process. रीपेरेंटिंग या कोई भी हीलिंग प्रैक्टिस जो होती है वो एक ग्रेजुअल प्रोसेस होती है, वो एक कंटिन्यूस प्रोसेस होती है. सो ऐसा नहीं है कि एक बार अपने आप को हमने रीपेरेंट कर लिया, अपने इनर चाइल्ड को आपने एक बार रीपेरेंट कर लिया एंड दैट इज़ डन, इट इज़ फिक्स्ड. ऐसा नहीं है. इट इज़ अ कंटिन्यूस प्रोसेस, इट इज़ अ ग्रेजुअल प्रोसेस जो हमारी कितने ही इमोशंस की जो लेयर्स हैं, एक के ऊपर एक हमारी जो लेयर्स होती है इमोशंस की, वो धीरे धीरे एक एक लेयर जब निकलती चली जाएगी एंड यू विल फाइंड योर सेल्फ दैट नाउ यू कैन कनेक्ट विथ योर इनर चाइल्ड एट एनी टाइम यू वॉन्ट. आपने इनर चाइल्ड को एक्सेस करना आपके लिए बहुत ईजी हो जाएगा, तब आपके लिए रीपेरेंट करना भी बहुत ईजी हो जाएगा. बट बाय दैट टाइम when you want to reparent yourself, you have to understand that it is a continuous and a gradual process and it goes on and on. आपको खुद भी इवॉल्व होने में टाइम लगता है, आपको खुद भी अपने आप को रीपेरेंट करने में टाइम लगता है, बिकॉज यू आर ऑल्सो इवॉल्विंग एज अ पर्सन व्हेन यू आर रीपेरेंटिंग योर इनर चाइल्ड. सो इट इज़ मोर ऑफ अ जर्नी विच रिक्वायर्स patience, commitment, and consistency. So these were the 5 biggest myths about reparenting. Now we will be talking about the ways through which you can reparent your inner child. The first technique is the inner child dialogue. So अपने आप को रीपेरेंट करने के लिए सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट है कॉन्वर्सेशन विथ योर इनर चाइल्ड. आपके इनर चाइल्ड से आपका इंटरनल डायलॉग क्या चलता है, क्या कम्युनिकेशन चलता रहता है. इससे हमारा इनर चाइल्ड कब कब हमारे एडल्ट लाइफ में बाहर आता है और हमारे थॉट्स और इमोशंस को डिस्टर्ब करता है, हमें डिस्टर्ब करता है. हमारी फीलिंग्स और इमोशंस को आइडेंटिफाई करके ही हम ये समझ सकते हैं कि व्हाट कैन बी दैट पर्टिकुलर इंसिडेंट फ्रॉम आवर लाइफ वेयर आवर इनर चाइल्ड गॉट wounded एंड हाउ वी कैन रीपेरेंट and how we can talk to our inner child in such a way that we establish a dialogue between us and communicate the thoughts and emotions which we want to convey with each other. So the first technique is to create a safe space where you can listen to the needs of your inner child and also identify the fears and their desires. Offer reassurance, love, and validation to your inner child. The second technique is to visualize the reparenting. So a lot of us are visual in nature. We like to see things, and that is why visualization is a very important tool when you want to reparent yourself. जब भी आप अपने आप को reparent करना चाहते हैं, imagine yourself as the parent you wanted to have for yourself. So you can imagine yourself as a loving and caring parent to your child. You can imagine yourself taking care of your child, creating a safe space for your child where they can share their feelings and emotions. Offer them the comfort, embrace them, give them the support and the care and the guidance they always longed for. Allow yourself to feel the warmth and love flowing from your heart to your inner child. Technique number 3, self nurturing activities. You can engage in the activities that can help you connect with your inner child. So, you can engage in the activities that foster self nurturing and self care. It can be anything, it can be drawing, painting, playing some sport, doing some craft activities, listening to music, dancing, any kind of activity which you used to do as a child. So, in that moment, it's easy and comfortable for us to reparent our inner child. Technique number 4. So, the fourth technique is setting boundaries and prioritizing our needs. See, as a child, we have been taught by the society, by the parents, by caretakers, by school teachers, by authority figures in our lives that we can do certain things, we cannot do certain things. तो हम सभी की कंडीशनिंग कुछ इस तरीके से हुई होती है, सोसाइटी से हमें कुछ चीज़ों के ऑर्डर्स मिले होते हैं कि ये चीज़ें हमारे लिए है, ये चीज़ें हमारे लिए नहीं है, हम क्या कर सकते हैं, क्या नहीं कर सकते हैं, वॉट वी शुड डू, वॉट वी शुड नॉट डू. सो जितने भी शुड डू एंड शुड नॉट डू वाले जो रूल्स होते हैं, all these things come from our societal conditioning, and we can, as an adult, we can address to those concerns which are not relevant to us anymore. So we can set our boundaries and we can prioritize our needs. This also empowers your inner child to feel, to be seen, to be heard, and to be valued. And this is the most important and effective technique to connect and reparent with your inner child. Because at the end of the day, inner child needs to be seen, the inner child needs to be heard, the inner child needs to be appreciated and validated, and inner child needs to be loved. So these were the techniques to connect with your inner child and to reparent your inner child. This is one of the most important concept of inner child healing, that is the reparenting. And reparenting is something which needs a little bit of understanding. When you know about yourself, when you try to do something for healing your inner child, reparenting is a very, very powerful tool. In this video, we have discussed the myths about reparenting, what reparenting is, what it is not, and what are the techniques of reparenting your inner child. I hope that the concept of reparenting is clear to you and you will apply the concept of reparenting in your life and heal your inner child. So thanks for watching the video. Like the video, subscribe the channel, and that's all for this video, and I'll see you in the next video.